Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. So, even though we took 1 hour 45 minutes in our last class, was it clear or were you confused what was going on? If the teacher was not clear, how can student be clear? That the world, correct, the world seems to be there but actually is not there. What clarity is there in that? Confusion ही confusion है. The one who is feeling the confusion or experiencing the confusion is the truth, is Dakshinamurti. So the one who is a witness is Dakshinamurti. The one who is the Paramatma, the infinite reality, that is Dakshinamurti. The one behind or the one who is expressing as the individual is Dakshinamurti. The one who is confused is Dakshinamurti. The one who is expressing as the subject and the object is Dakshinamurti. The one who is expressing as the husband and the wife and the son and the daughter is Dakshinamurti. There is nothing but that one reality, including confusion. Our attention should not be on the confusion. Our attention should be on who is this in whose presence confusion is taking place. Confusion is in the mind. You are the witness. And those people who are able to understand this, very good. Those who are not able to understand this, now we come down a level, even further. Not even further, further. And for that is this. To that verse concluded with Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. To that Dakshinamurti who is expressing as all that what I just said, my prostrations to that Lord. The beauty in our culture, in Sanatan Dharma, in the Vedic Dharma, is we are not, we are not poor. We are not poor. We are wealthy. Sanatan Dharma, Vedic followers. Why? We don't have one God. We have got many gods. And because we have got many gods, we don't impose. We don't convert. We leave. Every aspect of the creation is divine. And therefore, you are free to choose. You are free to choose a mosquito as divinity. You are free to choose God as divinity. Or you are free to choose God whose vehicle is a donkey or an owl also as divinity. Or a rat also as divinity. Or a bull also as divinity. Or Shitala Mata has donkey as a donkey is also divinity. Kalki, his vehicle is horse. Horse also has divinity. Elephant, Indra, his vehicle is elephant. That is divinity. So everything in this creation we will find is associated with, because in this entire living creation, there is divinity experiencing, and the entire non-conscious creation is also pervaded by the same reality. Just like the mirror is pervading the entire world which is reflecting on it. The mind is pervading, the space is pervading the entire universe which is existing within the space. It's not that where this laptop is, there is space not. We may not be able to see it, but the space is in and through every atom of this object called laptop. Similarly, even more so, even that space is pervaded by the divinity. This can be apprehended, this can be understood, this can be realized, discovered, revealed to a person who has an refined intellect. And what is a refined intellect? A refined intellect comes about by concentration. And what is concentration on? Concentration on something higher. What is concentration? Concentration is when you think about something to the exclusion of everything else. So if I am thinking about Dakshinamurti, I don't want to think about anyone else. If I am thinking about Krishna, I don't want to think about anyone else. But that does not mean that I deny all that. But for that particular moment, while I want to realize Krishna, if I allow other thoughts to come in, corrupt, I will not be able to realize Krishna. It will not generate the required momentum. And what is that momentum? That effort which is required, which leads to effortlessness. What happens to us? Little bit of effort, sorry, I'm tired. Same thing we do in our studies also, or at work also. We have to focus on some time on the laptop. There's too much. Now my eyes are going round and round. We have to come to the satsang, we listen to the satsang, and suddenly somewhere we check off. It used to happen to us also when we were studying. Because our capacity, our stamina is not there. And how do you build that capacity and stamina? By remaining focused and inspired on the goal that you want to achieve. And what is the goal you want to achieve? Self-realization here. Knowing fully well that there is no self-realization. Yet we work towards it. Meaning the mind is working towards it. And what will be self-realization for the mind? Taking a deep dive into the consciousness out of which the mind is made. You understand? And what is right now, what do we know as mind? Thoughts, isn't it? Thoughts must be coming and going somewhere. That somewhere we call it as mind. But thoughts are nothing but consciousness. So let the mind dive deep. For that, focus is required. And not only one thing is focus. Second thing is contemplation. Contemplation in the right manner. So what are we doing here for last few hours? We are doing contemplation. We are looking at our whole theme throughout the 3 lectures has been the atma. But we are looking at examples, we are looking at arguments, we are looking at discussions, we are looking at the avasthas. Each verse is presenting us different ways of looking at the same thing. See? So that our appreciation, and we are showing you, not appreciation, we are showing you that from whichever angle you look, you will only end up in the self. Masters say, you can climb from any side of the mountain, you will reach the top only. There are no 2 tops of a mountain. So, whichever way you look, from the various states, from the mirror, from the division of I and that, or from the various avasthas, you will land up in your own self if your focus is on the self. Now, to keep that stamina of remaining focused on the self that you are, that has to be developed. That will get developed only if we are inspired about it, about to know ourselves. But if you are inspired, how did you make this dal? How did you make that sabji? Oh, I made that halwa. Swami, you had that halwa or not? Swamiji, you want tea? No, I don't want. No, Swamiji, you want tea? No, I don't want. Swamiji, I made it. Have one. Then I have to have it. 4 बार बोल दिया तो फिर where are we? Where are we lost in? At a drop of a hat, we are back into the world. Nothing wrong. That is how the world is coming to you. But don't forget being the witness of it. Don't forget the witness. That you are the, not forget the witness. I have to be witness, I have to be witness. कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Be the witness. Meaning undisturbed by whatever is going on around you. फिर क्या करना है? दूसरों को डिस्टर्ब करो, खुद डिस्टर्ब मत हो. Our Swamiji says. So here we come to with this thought, we come to the 9th verse. Bhuram bhasya nalo nilombaramaha natho himanshuf puman ityabhati chara charatmakamidam yasyaiva murtyashtakam नान्यत् किंचन विद्यते विमृशताम् यस्मात् परस्मात् विभो तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये. So as we told before, that with the 8th verse, the text proper is over, and therefore it is called as Dakshinamurti Ashtakam. And Ashtakam means 8. Dakshinamurti is the stotras of the Dakshinamurti, composed by Dakshinamurti is the Jnana Guru. He is a Vedanti Guru. And these are the hymns composed by Adi Shankaracharya for him, and seeing, thinking that I have given such deep and contemplative thoughts to the seekers who were there, or they were not there, we don't know, I was not there. So he must have either composed, and being a realized master, he's talking such, contemplating on such high thoughts. When he completed it, he must have had a thought, or someone must have asked when he chanted the Dakshina, Sir, what about those people who are not integrated? Sir, what about those people who are not refined? Sir, what about those people who are not focused and concentrated? Those who cannot contemplate, those who do not have the stamina. There is no option for them to come to realize Dakshinamurti? Come to realize the truth, in other words. They can't realize the self. Is that the way? Question will come to you also. Some of you may have thought, yeah, this is, I don't know, this is very heavy. This thought must have come sometimes. Means we are not refined enough. You will not say it, because then why should I not say I am refined? Ego is there. I am refined. I can think deep. What do you mean that I can't think deep? I have the stamina. I can remain awake. I can remain focused. But answer, you have to answer yourself. Sometimes in the last few hours, if once the thought has come, it's enough. See? That does not mean that you are totally disqualified. No one is disqualified from the truth. Understand this. Only for some people, and contemplative approach is working. For some people, they can't contemplate for their as much as they may try. Give them the mala, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. They will work right way. Others, you say, you take the name, kya hota hai? I can't. I only know how to pump air. They will be breathing. That is where they are. But by breathing, they are not going to come to the self. But that breathing will purify their mind. That purification will lead to contemplation or taking the name of the Lord, make them focus. That focus someday will turn into contemplation, and contemplation will lead to abidance of the self. It's a process. But for who is this? Those people who are not able to give up the obsession with the world. Those people who are unable to become focused on something higher requires giving up the obsession with the world. Giving up the obsession with the world. Don't forget this Chin Mudra. Giving up the obsession with the world is a prerequisite to be focused on the higher. Just because you feel like it will not happen, you have to work towards it. To be successful in your life, in whatever profession you are, you have worked towards it. It doesn't happen by fluke. So in this 9th verse, Shankaracharya is telling us about how do we, those who are not able to directly by listening to these previous verses, not able to, then what they should do, some sadhana. Because in the previous 8 verses, there was no sadhana. All you had to do was listen. You were not asked to do japa, you were not asked to sit in a particular position, you were not asked to do pratyaya, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, nothing was asked by you. The teacher did not instruct you to do anything. He said, sit in silence. If at all, sit in silence. And previous verses, some contemplations were there, but those contemplations are, those contemplations don't happen by you reading the text or reading the book. They happen by listening. Then contemplation happens. For whom the contemplation happens? Those who are available. Some people told me, Swami, that was nice, that was... what was my answer? That you were available. Good. That you were focused. Good. Nothing to do with anything else. You are available to yourself. The words of the teacher are only triggers to which you are listening. But words are not the answer. What the words are indicating through the contradictions, through the examples, through the contemplations, through the examples that are taken, if you are available to that, what they are indicating, then you are available. And not making it into a concept, not making it into an experience. Because concepts will come and go, experience will come and go. But you, as the Atma, we have already seen it, never comes and goes. It is your natural state. It is your sthai bhava. Sthai means permanent state, unchanging state. And with that, so here in the 9th verse, the Dakshinamurti Bhagwan, he is being presented as the Vishwarupa. Vishwarup means what? Virat Rup. See, the beauty of our culture. The same, now you watch what has happened till now. In the previous verses, the same reality was told as Atma, first 4 verses, isn't it? Then the same reality was told as the world also, that all the forms are nothing but that one reality alone in the world. So the one master says that Eka Rupa. So Eka Rupa is I am the Atma, you have come to the one. Aneka Rupa. Now let's take it one before Aneka Rupa. One other Arupa. Arupa is no form. What is that reality with no form? It is Brahman. So that same reality is the Atma, that same reality is the Brahman, the infinite reality. Now the third one, which we are saying as Aneka Rupa, is this world. Everything in this world is nothing but that one reality. And for you see all this, the forms and people and houses and trees and animals and everything, but you are not able to suss out the reality when you look at the world. You are overpowered by the differences. Here what is being told, this Dakshinamurti, Bhagwan, he himself is appearing as all the variety. He himself is appearing as all the variety. And in this way, and when we take him as a Vishwaroop, where else Vishwaroop? When you see Durga Devi, I saw the Durga Saptashati here. You see Vishwaroop Darshan in Bhagavad Gita, correct? You see Vishwaroop Darshan in the story of Mahabharata. Then you see Vishwaroop. Every god, when he gives Vishwaroop Darshan, Vishwaroop means when he appears as the cosmic person. What is that one common thing among all the gods in Sanatan Dharma? Whether it is Durga, whether it is Krishna, whether it is Rama, whether it is Hanuman, whether it is Ganesha, whether it is Kartikeya, how they are shown as? With Vishwaroop में many hands आता है ना, with all the Vedas are also there, the conch is also there, the chakra, the time is also there, the gada is also there, the bow and arrow is also there, everything, the Japamala is also there. Every Vishwaroop, if you read Ganesh Puran, Vishwaroop Darshan of Ganesha is exactly the same. There Ganesha is shown as 1,000-armed Ganesha. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna presents himself as 1,000-armed Ganesha. Infinite heads, infinite arms, infinite feet. So also when you see Durga Saptashati, there also when she appears as the Vishwarupa Darshini, she appears as infinite form, infinite heads, infinite arms, infinite feet. So some imaginative person has tried to put it into one picture. But actually what it is? These are the infinite arms, infinite heads, infinite eyes, infinite feet, infinite everything, isn't it? Everything is nothing but that one reality. And therefore, for Lord Shiva also we see in the Rudram, he is shown as the infinite reality or the Vishwaroop Darshan. And in this way, wherever your eyes go, wherever your ears go, wherever your tongue goes, wherever your mind goes, it is nothing but the consciousness experiencing the consciousness. It is one alone appearing as many. It is that one alone, which I was telling in the previous class, that one alone which is appearing as the Triputi. It is that one alone at an individual level, it is appearing as Jeev Jagat Ishvara. So Jiva also is nothing but that reality, Ishvara is also nothing but that reality, and the world of the names and forms is also nothing but that reality. And how is the world appearing? The world is appearing Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari. That is how it is. So what is the substratum behind all the names and form? Is that reality. Where is the name and form? When you come to subject, this is the name and form. From many, you couldn't work out in the many, first you work out in yourself. This is the name and form. And you come to the source, Arey, I am that. Then not only I am that also. See? So in this way, through these contemplations, our mind is expanded. And for this, here he says, in the, where are we? Where are we? Bhurambhasya nalo nilombara varamaha natho himanshuv puman ityabhati charatmakamidam yasyaiva murti ashtakam. Yasya eva murti ashtakam. Ashtakam means 8. How many verses we did? 8. There is no connection. I said that to see, Ashta means 8. Nava means 9. Dashama means 10. Saptama means 7. So Ashtama, Murti Ashtakam. 8 Murtis. What are these 8 Murtis? That which are part of the universal person. What is this universe made up of? Panchakoshas. What are they? Not Panchakoshas, sorry. Pancha Mahabhutas. They are space, air, fire, water, earth. Correct? Are you made up of these 5? This body is made up of these 5? Yes. Is this stable? Yes. Maybe you can't see water here, but it is in its unmanifest form. See? So every aspect of this creation, every aspect, subtle, you see one creation in the dream also. Even that, even outside, everything is made up of space, air, fire, water, earth. You are also, this body, which is a part of this total universe, is also made up of space, air, fire, water, earth. Commonality, we are going to the commonality. So that those 5 elements which go into making the universe alone go into making this body also. Are the 5 senses made out of the 5 elements? Yes. From the space is the ears, from the air is the skin, from the fire are the eyes and the speech, and from the water is the tongue, and from the earth is the nose. So whenever this creation came about, the 5 elements mixed and matched, just like we take plasticine or the sand and we mold it. We can make a horse and we can make an elephant and we can make a man, but everything is nothing but the sand. Similarly, these 5 elements, they have all mixed and matched together to create all this variety that you see. Just like I can give you chilies and mustard seeds and oil and curry patta and some masala, and I'll give you 4 vegetables. Those who can cook here can make 10-15 different type of dishes from the same 4 vegetables with different tastes. Sabji sa ek, masale bhi wahi hai, sabji bhi wahi hai, but you can make out different tastes. Similarly, these 5 elements, the source was the space. Out of space the air came. Out of air the fire came. Out of fire the water came. Out of water the earth came. So everything is existing. All the 4 elements are existing in space. But they mix and match to create the entire form that you see in the cosmos. So what we are doing here in this discussion right now is to see the common factor. First we have seen the common factor called the atma. Now we are seeing that this material is also nothing but common. What everything in this world is made up of is of the 5 elements. This body is also made up of the 5 elements. Have you ever seen anyone extraterrestrial till now? We are not, at least not yet. When we do rockets are going regularly now. We may come across. But at the moment, our life is governed by whom? Apart from these 5 elements which have gone into making this form, what else is governing our life? The sun and the moon. So here when it says in this verse, this bhurambhasya nilo ambara mahaha. So all these are the 5 elements. Himanshu puman. Ahar is the one who gives light, that is the sun, and the one who gives cool light, Himanshu is the moon. So first we saw the 5: space, air, fire, water, earth. These we have to come to Ashtamurti. So we come to the 5. Now the other 2. What is that? Sun and the moon. So these are the 7 now. 7. And who's the 8th one?
Mine is it?
Puman. कौन हो गया? Purusha. So with these 8, and if you go to the ancient cultures, go to the Harappan culture, go to Mohenjo-daro culture, go to the Aboriginal culture even today, go to Uluru, you will find out in the paintings and speak to the elders who are there. They only pray to these 5 elements. They only pray to the sun and moon. All ancient cultures only pray to these 8. Space, air, fire, water, earth, sun, moon, and the life, or the Puman or the man.
Is that consciousness?
Man, usme consciousness, we are also made up of these 5 elements, and life is expressing. For them, in those times, there were no gods. There was no Ganesha, there was no Krishna, there was no Rama, there was no Kartikeya, there was no, all this variety was not there. There was what they are experiencing at this moment. What is present for them. For you, is Krishna available to you right now? Again there will be confusion. Yes and no. What should I answer? He's there in the mind but not out there. In the mind also, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not there. Sometimes he's very clearly visible, sometimes he's hardly visible. But can you any time deny the space, air, fire, water, earth, sun and moon in your entire life? They're permanent, isn't it? Whether it is day, whether it is night, whether it is yesterday, today, tomorrow, they are there. So these ancient cultures are we are coming to the universal. So we go after the permanent, not in the imaginary. We are going after the permanent. Now do you mean God is imaginary? In this context he is. And what about these? What about all these? We won't say. It's not right to say that they are imaginary. Why? Because they serve a purpose. They help so many people to go beyond. Person who does not understand the common elements of these 5 elements, they can come to them and he will reveal whatever we are studying because we think we are intelligent. He will reveal it to them. How do you know? So many masters have come who have never studied scriptures, never gone to a satsang, never gone to a lecture, never come across a saint. Yet, God has blessed them because they believed in one of them. See. So we are going after the common principles that are governing the universe as we know it. We don't know what happens outside our universe. Meaning, we don't even know what is happening outside the earth's surface. We only know what is happening here. That is our universe. And this is governed by the 5 elements, the sun and the moon, and the life, as we know it. Ityabhati characharaatmakamidam yasyaiva murtyashtakam. Ityabhati, and this is chara achara. That which is moving and that which is not moving is pervaded by these 8. What is not moving? Plants are not moving, isn't it? But there is life there. What is not moving? What is moving? All the animals are moving, reptiles are moving, birds are moving, humans are moving. Everything is pervaded by this, by these 8, and therefore, excuse me, ज़्यादा खिला दिया. And this Dakshinamurti, here in the verse, what did it say? Ityabhati charachara. So in the beginning of these verses, we saw Dakshinamurti was facing southwards, isn't it? Looking down. South meaning he's looking towards the student. Here we are praying to the Dakshinamurti as the Vishwarup. And as a Vishwarup, where will be his vision? Will it be north, south, east, west, inside, outside? See, if I put the right question, answer comes. Vishwato Mukham. His face is facing everywhere. Unlike ours. When we look at ourselves as the individual, then I know I am only looking at you people. If I take you people, you are only looking at one person. But where is Dakshinamurti? Where is the self looking? Everywhere. Do you have that experience anywhere in your life? Where you are looking everywhere? Have you had that experience in your living memory? All are liars. If dreamer is experiencing the dream world, where was the mind looking at? Everything, isn't it? Vishwato Mukham. Everything was contained within it. Here in the waking, we are not able to come to that conclusion yet. We still think that the world is separate to me. So you are the self by nature, your Vishwarup, the Lord, the Ishvara, the total universal principle, the universal I. So this is the individual I, then comes the witnessing I, then comes the Atma, then comes the total Atma which is called Ishvara, and then comes the absolute I. Absolute I, will it look at anything? Because it is alone, all that there is. Ishvara, where will he look at? Where will ocean look at? Everywhere, because he is everywhere. Within the ocean, he is everywhere, so he looks at everywhere. Individual witness, where will he look at? Witness, where will he look at? Or I should say one step before. Atma, where will he look at? Everywhere also. Because there is no difference between the Atma and the Paramatma. There is the self and the infinite self, there is no difference. When we come to the witness consciousness, the Sakshi, where will it look? It will look at everything other than itself. It is looking at everything other than itself, whether it is individual or total, the witness. Where is the individual looking? Outside, but never at himself. Where is the man, woman, brother, sister looking? At only what they are attached to. Individual is looking, I should redefine that. Individual is looking only at the changing, only at the inert. He is never looking at himself. Father, mother, daughter, sister, husband, wife, what are they looking at? Only what they are attached to. So they are not even looking at their own body. They are not even looking at whether they are man or woman. So forget about being the witness, being the atma, being the Vishwarup, or being the Brahman. Far, far stretched idea for them. So these are the stages. In between here, somewhere suddenly the Vishwarup has come. Actually, when you come to Atma, Atma is Paramatma. Story over. Where has suddenly in between Vishwarup come? Where has the Ishvara come? Because the text was over. Some people did not understand. For them, another way is given so that they can come to the reality. So that they can make their mind, two things are required. What are they?
Name and form.
No, yaar. Name form leke kya chaatna hai? What are the two things required? You require, as an individual, you require focus and you require the ability to contemplate. Contemplate is not, should I pray to this God or that God? Should I follow this religion or that religion? No. Contemplation means to be able to stay with one theme for a long period of time. That is the stamina. In Yoga Sutras it comes. Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Understand? So when we are contemplating, dharana means intermittent focus. Dhyan means continuous focus. Samadhi means absorption. Okay? Very simply put. So you are focusing, what is our topic here? The world. Is it the mind or is it the self? It's the self. Are we able to remain attentive of the self intermittently, continuously, or are we able to absorb in it while listening? Question? Think. So it always begins with intermittent. For whom? For an unprepared intellect. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong. Everyone is made up of different material is the same, but the way they process is different. Stamina is not there. See? So for such people who are still outward focused, such people who still give validity to the universe of name and form, to such people who are unable to contemplate on the self that they are, there must be a way out for them also, no? They can't be left in the lurch. No, you are outside the self. You cannot realize. ऐसे थोड़ा ना होता है. Self is all inclusive. So okay, there must be a way for them. So then they are told that you contemplate on this, in this manner, that the five elements, sun, moon and life is pervading outside. Yes. Is it pervading you? Yes. Is it guiding you? Yes. Is your life directed by sun and moon? Yes. Is the life directed by sun and moon of the rest of the people on this planet? Yes. See, common. So life, the five elements are common. The life out there and life in you is also common. When they start thinking, yaar, this is, so I never thought like this. And when they start thinking, what are they doing when they are thinking? Contemplating. Suddenly, before there was confusion, now there is contemplation. That contemplation will slowly lead them to the, yeah, what you were talking before, that everything is changing, but I am not changing. Yeah, correct. Continue what you are thinking. No, that everything is changing is not me. Yeah, slowly they will come to the same conclusion. Slowly they will come to the same conclusion. And if they don't, pray to the Lord, Vishwarup, pray to the 5 elements, Vele Puja, Archa, Havan, take the name of the Lord, do the puja, purify yourself, purify. That purification automatically will lead to, purified mind is a focused mind. That mind which has less number of thoughts in it is called purified mind, isn't it? Purified mind is a focused mind, a single pointed mind. What was the 2 requirements? A focused mind and a contemplative mind. A focused mind can be contemplative. A contemplative mind has to be necessarily focused. But a distracted mind, remember, in our Yoga Sutra it comes, the Kshipta, Vikshipta, Kshipta, Moodha, Vikshipta, Vikshipta, Ekagra and Niruddha. So dull mind is not qualified to know the truth. The agitated, restless mind is not qualified to know the truth. A distracted mind, which is all of us, is not qualified to know the truth. Zero mind is not qualified to know the truth. Then what is the one condition of the mind out of these 5 which is conducive for further contemplation and absorption or realization? We are talking about mind, we are not talking about self. It's only the focused mind. So whichever way, so here is another way given to make your mind focused. So while you are moving around, acha, this fellow is made out of space, air, fire, water, earth. I am also made out of. Why should I? What will happen if I marry fire marrying fire, water marrying water? That waste of time. Sannyasi ban gaya. Become a monk. But these are the thoughts which must have gone through your mind also sometime as a kid. But you never gave them any importance. सब बच्चे सोचते हैं ये. मुझे अभी भी याद है कब मैंने सोचा था. पर उस समय कुछ आगे, how do I proceed? There was no one to guide. So, this Dakshinamurti, who is facing, he is Vishwato Mukha. Another way of putting it is, when you see Vishwarup Darshan, what do you see? Where the creation is coming from? Where is the creation merging into? If you see, read the 11th chapter, or you watch the movies, which they have, sometimes they show it so graphically. Out of the mouth of the Lord, the whole creation is just coming out. At the same time, many more mouths are continuously eating away the creation, destroying it. Exactly the same way. If you remember that picture, same way. Dakshinamurti, he is what? Vishwato Mukham. So out of his mouth, the whole creation has come. Meaning, here not literally this, but out of him, he alone is manifesting He alone is manifesting as the space, air, fire, water, earth, sun, moon, and man, or life. So he is alone in life, he alone is expressing as the male and the female in every species. He alone is expressing as the matter and antimatter, quark and positive quark, negative quark. Everything is he. He alone is expressing as the day and night, the sun and the moon. Inside, outside, everything is him. There is nothing outside of him. Therefore, Vishwarup Darshan. That Dakshinamurti is expressing within us. That Dakshinamurti is not other than the Atma that we are. When we come to this Dakshinamurti by contemplating on his form, like we have Krishna, Rama, Govinda, each form. If you contemplate on his form, it will bring you to this realization by his grace. And in this way, and don't forget that when we look at the universe, this universe is, one part is what we see. Which is the other universe that you don't see? Don't say dream. You see the dream also. What are the other universes according to our scriptures? The 14 lokas. They are also part of the universe. So either you say the universe as micro and macro, but within this micro and macro, there are 14 levels. Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, Tapa, Jana, Maha, Satyam. The highest being the creator Brahmaji. The middle one is the man. The lower one, Tala, Atala, Sutala, Talatala, Patala, that goes the what do you call? The creation where consciousness is expressing, but refinement is missing. They are more animalistic. As that animal behavior is slowly shed, we come to be a man. From the man, choice is yours to go step by step, 7 steps, to realize the infinite, or take a bypass or take a bypass of these 7 shlokas and straight away come. What is the bypass? From Atma to Paramatma. What is the long way? From Atma, then to the Bhur, then to the Bhuva, then to the Tapaha, then to the Janaha, then to the Mahaha, then to the Satyam. Are Babre. And there is every possibility that every stage you reach, you can fall again. That your mind or your consciousness is hijacked, because at every stage you will get siddhis, you will get powers. That will come in the next verse. So you can fall. But when you take the bypass, you don't even give value to all these various lokas in between. Straight away, Atma is Paramatma. Tattvamasi. And that Atma is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. It is the Brahman. It is the infinite reality which is pervading in and through everything. That I am. Come to this conclusion. If you pray to all, I'm not saying don't pray. I also pray. But our understanding should be clear. One is direct, one is a longer route. So, for whom was a longer route? For who? For that person who could not focus his mind and who could not have the stamina to contemplate for a long period till it clicks. Click cannot be brought about. It has to click. You learn cycling, one day it clicks. And after that you will never forget cycling. The balancing of the cycle. You will never forget once it clicks. Swimming also similarly. You keep trying, drinking water, going in, coming out. But one day when it clicks, after that you cannot drown. You will float. Whatever you may try, you will float. All those who learned how to drive, how many times you buy a bomb so that we can bang here, bang there. रिवर्स किया, पिलर पे लग गया, कड़ाक, और ये क्या हो गया यार? आई सॉ देयर वाज नो पिलर. You saw there was no pillar, but there was a pillar. But now you are so deftly negotiate through everything that there are no accidents. When you lose the attention, then the accident happens. And what is that accident? Coming back to be the individual, forgetting that you are the witnessing consciousness or you are the infinite consciousness. So prepare your mind, focus, and build up the stamina to contemplate. Contemplate is the direct path. Puja, archa, havan, chanting, all this is the long way. Both are valid because we have to have some choice, no? Choose yourself which one you want. So here he is saying that through these 8, the 8th one was the Chetana, the Jiva, who all the sentient creation is represented by him, and thus the Shankaracharya says this Ashtamurti, Dakshinamurti, Dakshinamurti alone is the Ashtamurti, this Dakshinamurti alone is the Vishwamurti or the Vishwatomukha. He is himself the Ishvara, meaning whatever is perceived in this creation is that Dakshinamurti. You are Dakshinamurti. That self is Dakshinamurti. That means Dakshinamurti or the self is the one without a second reality. So when you say a Krishna devotee, he will say what? Krishna is the one without a second reality. Those who follow Shiva, they say Shiva is the one without a second reality. It's okay. You need initially, for some people, you require some support, some alamban in order to focus your mind. If I keep telling you that the Lord is infinite, the Lord is, and that is the thought that is covered in Vedanta also. One is the absolute, which you have understood, which cannot be understood actually, that it is one without a second. We have just given him a name, absolute. When you come down to from that level, what is the word we used? Ishvara. What is that Ishvara? Ishvara is that one without a second consciousness now appearing as total consciousness. But that total consciousness, Ishvara, is that principle in this creation. As long as this creation is there, Ishvara is there. You cannot deny it. But what is that principle? It is that principle, the Ishvara is that principle, is that God principle, because that one without a second alone has become Ishvara. Where the creation has not manifested yet. He is appearing but without form. He is appearing, he has attributes, he is Satchidanand Swarup, he is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarup, but he doesn't have a form. Then one more further, expansion happening. That one then invokes his potentiality, the Shakti, and the moment that Shakti starts manifest, the moment it manifests, it has to spread everywhere. The moment light was lighted there, immediately the brightness has to spread everywhere. It cannot remain only in the wick, isn't it? It has to spread. If there was darkness here, immediately the darkness will be removed by as much that light can remove. So my point here is not to remove darkness, but that the moment light came into existence, at that very moment it spread itself. So when Shakti is invoked by the Ishvara, that very moment she starts manifesting. What is her manifestation? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. That Ishvara, first it was the absolute, then he desired, so he became Ishvara, he appears as Ishvara. but Ishvara is without form, but he has the attributes, his Shakti is not manifested, but now, after some time, as he desires, the Shakti manifests. When the Shakti manifests, the first manifestation of the Shakti is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. When that Ishvara, in association with, there is no association possible, in association with, from absolute point, no association possible, from absolute point, nothing called Ishvara also. There is nothing called Jagat also, there is nothing called Jeev also, from absolute standpoint. But once we come to Ishvara, Jeev, Jagat, Ishvara is valid. So, for this Jiva, now this explanation is going on. That this Ishvara, when in association with Rajas, he creates, he is called Brahmaji. In association with Sattva, he is called as Vishnu, he maintains the creation. In association with Parvati or Shakti, he is the destroyer, the Shiva principle, he destroys everything. So creation, maintenance and destruction. Is it happening? Oh, there is someone who is having the, what do you call those? Holding the strings and, okay, I like you, I'll create you. I like you, I'll let you live long. I don't like you, I'll kill you. Is there someone, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, behaving like that? No, they are principles. In every breath, in every blink, in every thought, in every emotion, in every cell, in every part of this creation, maintenance and destruction is going on. Ishvara is pervading through his Shakti in and through the creation. If you focus on the Shakti, if you focus on the manyness, it will take a long time. And therefore, instead of thinking of the manyness, we think of the Shakti. Durga Saptashati is what? You are going to the source of all the manifestation. And when you contemplate on her, she then destroys all the forms or absorbs all the forms, becomes the Kundalini and goes to meet her beloved, the Ishvara. And who is Ishvara? Who knows he is the absolute, but playing the game of creation, maintenance and destruction. So first, you come to realize, as Dakshinamurti, you come to realize that you are that infinite one. After that, the game will continue. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ लेना, ना कुछ पाना, ना कुछ देना, ना कुछ पाना. Life is a time pass, our Swamiji says. See? Some people say, this is too much data. But we are talking about you. This is not data. Without words, we cannot communicate. And you don't understand silence. Whose fault is it? Otherwise, next retreat, only sit like this. The room will become empty very quickly. Nobody understands silence. They don't want to be silent. They want to be disturbed. They want to think. Thinking is disturbance. So okay, if that is how you are, here is another way. We will make you think in such a way that you will see the oneness and you will merge. So in this way, this Dakshinamurti is nothing else but the Ashtamurti Bhrut. He is the Vishwato Mukham, he is the Vaishwanara, Vishwarupa, and our Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha, and this way our salutations, our prostrations to this Dakshinamurti, who himself is the Vishwarup and the Ashtamurti Bhrut, and in this way the next verse also concludes. Now only one verse is left. We'll give you a break. We'll conclude today here. I know 2 classes, but I took 2 classes together in the last class before lunch. So I had done my job. So, what's the time now? 3. So we'll conclude here and we'll come back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Sorry, not 4 o'clock. Come back tomorrow at 9 o'clock and we'll look at this and just go through an overview. By lunchtime we'll be over. Okay? So that does not mean don't bring lunch. Bring lunch. Lunch is there. चावल है, सब्जी है, सब्जी थोड़ी सी बनानी है बस, सब्जी दाल बना देंगे. कौन बनाएगा? अच्छा, ओम बाद में, अभी ये सब रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, सब्जी दाल रिकॉर्ड हो रही है. ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. Just sit quietly for a moment.